started?
Aye.
Right. Spirituality of the day then, or so-called spirituality. I want to just put a wee personal thing out there about me before I even start talking about this, because I don't know if people just get this idea or preconception about who you are or what you think about, you know. Spirituality for me is I have always had empathy. Ever since I can remember, I have always felt other people's pain and witnessed pain and suffering and been confused by it because it just never sat right with me. And that's never left me, and to me that's the only part of spirituality that I can latch onto. You know, I don't want to see suffering, I want to see equality for everything. But all these religious, new age, spirituality ideas are just fucking bonkers, man. I've said it before, you know, we don't know where we are. So for anybody, and I mean anybody, to claim that they know what life's about, what you should be doing with your time, what consciousness is, what the other realms, unseen realms are about, you know, why we're here in relation to all these other unseen realms, they're absolutely talking fucking nonsense, man.
They've got lovely words, you know, like frequencies and vibrations. You know what I mean? But no, define those words.
Yeah.
Don't just keep using this word. It's a vibration.
Yep. And that was the point I had this morning, because on my Facebook page I put up a thing where I said, you know, people, we don't know where we are, and people are making all these assumptions and claims to know what the place is about, and for me that has to stop, because unless we know where we are, we can't make any of these decisions. That doesn't mean to say that I don't care, that I don't have feeling, I don't have empathy, because I've got it in abundance. I don't display it because, you know, maybe that's the problem why people don't want me so much, because we're just logic and trying to, because at the end of the day this question is a logical question. It's not about emotions and spirituality, you know, this fucking nonsense. You know, I want to know just as much as anybody. I've always had this feeling that my consciousness or me is something more than this realm or this reality. I don't have any proof for that, I just had a gut feeling that hopefully one day I would find that. I lost my train of thought there. You know, but I'll never just adopt a belief. You know, I understand now that we're being lied to through our own ignorance about where we are, and I realise the implications of it, and I also realise that the only way for me to get closer to who I am and why we're here is by finding out the full dimensions of where we are, because that will give me get me a lot closer to finding that out.
You're digressing again, mate. You want to talk about these spiritualists and such like.
Yep.
Aye.
See, that's how I lost my train of thought, but it ties in, because for these spiritualist people, I'm going to get my phone and read out some of this stuff, right? Because it gives me a good reference to show people. Alright.
I was going to say there.
Right, this was on Facebook this morning. Now I've said to this person that I'm going to use their name, and it's obviously know their name, well, it's who they identify themselves with, so it's fine. So, anyone claiming to know what life's about, or that you should do this or do that, is a fucking liar. None of us know where we are. If you do not know where you are, how can you make decisions on what it's about or what you should do? That is religion. You are blind and fumbling in the dark. Stop and admit you don't know. Then get pissed off at those who are keeping the real truth from you. For fuck's sake, people, come on. Right. And we had these responses from a user called Shadow Thundercloud.
With the Navajo.
And he says, I am, which means I take it he's claiming to know, here and now, and deliriously happy about it. What will getting pissed off accomplish except lower my vibration and fuel the New World Order's intentions? Right, we'll get back to that, right? Because
Hang on, I like to play with that wee bit.
Yeah.
So what he's saying, he knows how everything operates, right?
Yep.
So everybody's got to imitate him.
Yep.
Is that what he's trying to put across?
That's his ego.
Because if we don't imitate him, we're feeding this New World Order, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Right, got it.
Because he's got the objective truth of reality, obviously. He knows what the whole thing's about. I don't mean aggressively pissed off or going to the street protesting. Here and now is fine, but again it's a statement of knowing what life's about. That suits you and that's fine. What is this lowering vibration and fueling the new world order intentions? Sounds a bit new age to me. So he's come back with a classic that a lot of these truthers and new agers put up.
Word magic.
If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Yes, Tesla was very new age. Not right. What Tesla, to me what Tesla was meaning wasn't in a spiritual sense.
Yeah.
To me Tesla was talking about how matter is held together. You know, how...
But to me, what we've learnt about Tesla is what they've fed us, so we don't
Exactly.
actually know what he's going on
Exactly.
about unless
Yeah.
you've actually physically
Yeah.
spoke to Tesla himself.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and gave empirical proofs
aye,
to everything being vibration and freak, you know, it's...
aye.
so-
Just to show you where that was coming from, there was a thing where Stanley Kubrick's daughter came out and turned around and says, all this stuff about my dad apparently videoing the moon landings is a lot of nonsense and a lot of crap. How would she know?
Yeah.
But to get credence, I bet that's Stanley Kubrick's daughter, so if anybody would know, she would
That's
know.
it.
Yeah, because we've never heard of compartmentalisation before. And everybody knows everything.
It's fallacious, it's appealing to an authority
Aye.
figure or whatever, just because they're...
I think his authority figures David Icke, part 3.
Well, that's exactly what it's like. It's like we've been here with all this stuff
Aye.
years ago, so it's nothing new to us. So after that statement, I then said, so I suppose children who are born into suffering just had the wrong vibration. You know, are animals born only to survive? You know what I mean?
Aye.
Because that's, I mean, is it a child in the womb who's born handicapped or with some defect? I mean, were they just no thinking right? You know, were they no in the lotus position, being all at one with everything? You know, that they just weren't.
Let's put that into practice. Let's get 7.5 billion people on this world to all just sit in the lotus position, going,
Yeah.
right? Do it for a week, and let's see what kind of magical fantasy unicorn world we manifest.
I've said that to these people before. I go, well, hang on a minute, how many millions or billions of kids are here right now? You know, was their vibration just no right? Or they just no thinking right? So that's why they're living lives of fucking suffering and misery.
Hope that doesn't get picked up. So that was just another opinion on this spiritualism
Aye,
stuff.
That's exactly what opinions mean.
A lot of hot air,
Fucking aye.
smelly hot air.
So, after that I said, so frequency and vibration may well be what holds matter together. You can change your own thoughts and affect your own body matter, but to suggest what I think or feel somehow has an effect on the rest of the world is unproven nonsense.
I thought frequency and vibration was how a speaker worked, but anyway.
So aye, the rest of the world is unproven nonsense. Only action makes that happen. Aye, so I can, like we talk about placebo, you know, I can affect my internal mind, the matter in my body, I can heal myself, but never could I sit and think or have anything that affect your life. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking, as I say, it's unproven, utter nonsense.
I've thought about cooking a chocolate cake, but until I physically fucking do it, it doesn't manifest.
Aye, you need the physical, in this realm, you need to have the action in order to affect somebody else's being or life or whatever.
Because if people get affected by words, then to me they're letting it affect them.
Yeah.
Because we're entitled to say what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
You know, that goes without saying.
Yep.
If people want to talk nonsense, you're entitled to just fucking ignore them. You don't need to get or let them into your head and start stramashing. You know what I mean? It's only fucking words. And if words are going to affect you, what you're actually saying is you're fucking spineless, you're weak, and you're working on an emotional level.
Yep. And you've obviously got fucking hidden beliefs and hidden things, because people saying things you shouldn't threaten that at all.
No.
If you're standing in the truth, then there shouldn't be an issue with that, you know? Alright?
Aye.
So, after the unproven nonsense, and I says only action makes that happen, and I says, whose reality is this? Who created it? A loving God? And then I wrote lol after it, right? So this is the response.
A loving God, I was sitting last night out the back door trying to enjoy myself, lovely, nice evening, you know. And I was like to myself, well, if this is God's world, I don't fucking like him. Michelle was like that, how? And I was like, because he created midges. These fuckers are ruining my night, you know what I mean? That'd have to be one really warped God to create that wee beastie. Seriously,
Oh.
you know. It's an all-loving God. I'm going to create the midget and sit back and piss myself laughing as you're all slapping your face and running into water to get away from them.
An omnipotent being, and this is the best the fucker can come up with.
I know.
Anyway.
But it's letting people are just guessing at what it's about.
Exactly.
And because people think, oh, that's a good guess. I mean, sure, I've told you, I had that guy turn and say to me, it's the best one that's out there, so it's what I'm going to
That's
believe.
what people are like.
It's
Or-
the best one that's
Or
out
if
there.
you find something that tantalises them or gives them a wee bit of imagination, they jump on it as if it's objective truth.
Aye.
You know, and this is what this guy's talking about. He's talking about his subjective experiences. We're looking for the objective truth, right?
Uh-huh.
This guy's just lost in his own wee
Bubble.
world and bubble because he's found something that suits him.
Sitting in his own wee fucking
Yeah.
pyramid.
So I'll continue. God is we, and we co-create and manifest
How
reality.
does he know what size God is? Or is that we as in us?
Aye, God is we as in a whole, all of us together is God, right? Whatever the fuck that means, right? And we co-create and manifest reality. Really?
Do you know the thing it's missing? We are all drips, but when we're together, we are an ocean.
You know. I know, right.
Seriously, folk, get a fucking wifey, David Icke.
I know. And all these
Don't get me wrong.
new agers.
Aye, well, I say it's like David Icke Part 3, because have you ever noticed he always does things in 3 parts?
Yeah.
First, he'll state things that are pretty obvious to anybody that can see it, you know, whether it be 9/11 or 7/7, you know,
Yeah.
pretty obvious that what we're getting told isn't actually what happened, right? But then his Part 2, as he starts coming out with all the bloodlines and all these names and CFRs, the fucking Table of Rome and all the rest of them, and starts with all these wee links to all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And then by that time he's hooked you right in, because people can put that together and say, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And then that's when he throws in the clanger. No, we are all one. It's
Yeah.
all love. Love is consciousness.
Yeah.
And then the next day you hear him lambasting somebody else.
Mhm.
That's just this and that's like, hang on, David, where's your love?
Aye.
Come on, Mr. Icke, show him love.
Just inconsistent crap because they're just clutching at straws, making it up as they go.
Aye. Always question the gatekeepers.
Yep. Like God is we co-create and manifest reality. Absolutely no proof of that whatsoever. Ego is a thin veil between you and God.
Is it? Okay.
Right?
I've
And
never understood this. What's he?
I know this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about this whole spirituality thing. You know.
Do you know what he's... I call it David Bowie syndrome. Right? See, when David Bowie wrote songs, what he would do is he would just have words, and he would just put the words out until they started making some sort of
Aye.
sentence.
That's a tactic that's well known.
That's how David Bowie wrote songs,
Well,
and that's what
look at
people are doing. It's as if they've got all their new age books, they've cut out all the
Soundbites.
fancy words, put them into a hat, and thought, right, I can pick that one out. Next word, rummage, rummage, rummage. Oh, right. Oh, right, that one goes with that. Right, aye, this sounds good, because I've got all these fucking sound bites for my echo chamber.
So it all just basically means, it's alright anyway, so we should just throw off any responsibility and just leave it all up to the mystical, magical universe.
Aye.
You know, this is exactly how we end up in this fucking shite with that kind of mentality, right? Because there is objective truth out there to be discovered. That's
You know,
why when
sorry to interject again
technologies
there,
may
Del.
advance, you know what I mean?
So what just getting my head there now. People want to stop questioning everybody else
Yep.
and start questioning themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Dig into themselves and look at beliefs that they're holding and insecurities that they're
I
holding.
can't mind who it was that says that this as well, but when you're pointing one finger out, there's always 3 coming back to yourself.
That's it, 'cause
you know,
this is what we've spoken about
Like
this
that.
before.
It's him. 1 finger out, 3 back.
We spoke about this before.
Aye.
All this is happening because of people. Everybody's consenting. People are consenting to the shit that's happening in their
Yep.
lives, and that's what we've been trying to push people to take responsibility. You know, for us to sit back and say, look, we know where it's no,
Right.
and then we don't know where we are. But we need everybody at that point in order for us to be able to go and discover where we are. And then we don't need to guess. We don't need to have religious ideas or philosophical ideas or all these new age spirituality fucking things. You know, as I say, if they don't know where they are, and I'll use the analogy again, you know, this wee section here is where I've been keeping you and feeding you all your books and your philosophies and your ideas and all your things, right? And then you realise that that's not it, that there's something more beyond it. You're not going to start taking the stuff that I gave you and try and make sense of it. That is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
No. Let's just go and find out. Let's ditch all this. I mean, I hear it oh, now we can be psychic and telepathic and all this fucking crud.
Psychotic and telepathetic.
And again, I go back to the start. I want to know who we are and why it's all here, and I want balance and love or whatever, the peace, whatever the fuck you want. But I know that I'm never going to get that until we know where we are.
Go to the base.
Doesn't mean that I don't care and I don't love or respect or anything like that, you know.
For all you spirituals out there as well, you should understand that through your chakras. You always start in your lower chakra first and work your way up.
Yeah.
So unless you've got your foundation, your base,
That's it.
yours that the brown chakra, I don't give a fuck what colour it is, but the red brown one, the one that sits at your arse.
We created this mess at one time. We were all tribal hunter-gatherers, living, loving and laughing in the garden.
I can't remember that.
No, neither can I, and I don't have any empirical proof of that. All I have is stories that were fed to us. And again,
My experience, there's always been shops.
aye, and we're back to this again, laughing in the garden. Right, let's have a look at this garden. Right,
It's the same garden that's got lions and antelopes.
yeah, and things that live in the intestines of other things, and I mean, what a lovely garden.
Midges.
This is a schizophrenic's garden.
Fucking midges.
Aye, aye. Oh, but that's part of the cycle. You need all that, and I go, aye, fair dues, but it's still horrific, it's still fucking horrible. If you're an omnipotent being and an omnipotent God, I'm pretty sure you could do a lot fucking better than this. You know? Make a garden that's full of predators and hunters and let them hunt and kill each other. Make a garden that's full of peaceful things and let them be peaceful. Fucking simple. Or is that too simple?
But then you wouldn't have the balance.
And that takes us back to this idiocy of without that you wouldn't know the good.
See, I love that. Let's play with the balance thing. Does that mean I can go out and kill somebody, but help a homeless guy the next day, and that's me balanced? Help a homeless guy, that'd be me then,
If
wouldn't
you
it?
never killed the guy though, you would never know the. Well, what about these people who killed it? Don't
If you
have any
didn't
empathy or any
experience
remorse?
sadness, you wouldn't understand
Aye.
happiness.
So what about psychopaths? Right? These people who can kill, that don't even get a second thought once they've done it. Where's their lesson? You know, is it just us empaths that are here to learn? Fucking absolute idiocy. Right.
Spiritualists, no empaths.
Question whose
Empath.
garden this is and what you would actually accept. Fuck's sake. So I replied, no disrespect, man, but none of us even know where we are. It's like seeing one room of a house, then saying stuff like you know the full dimensions and what it's about. Ego is a problem, and so is the veil. For me, this reality is the deception. The body is the mark of the beast. There is no way to justify this place to me or get me to accept it. Sorry, it keeps twisting. Accept it. For me, the whole game is to stop you exploring. I feel there is a way out of this machine. I agree there is only we, no hierarchy. Hierarchy only thrives when you give it power. But for all we know, this is just a technology from another mind. What works for you is subjective, but cannot be claimed as the objective truth. You have found a place within the construct that you like and accept. I will never accept it. It is a fucking shite hole. Sure, there are some nice scenery and beings that I value, but this place is a fucking shite hole. Not negative, just the conclusion you come to with rational, logical, critical thought. Because that's just an observation of where I am. It is a construct, a machine. That means there is a larger environment beyond. The true natural world, a construct, is not natural. Reply. You are not your mind, and you don't need to believe your thoughts. Truth is devoid of all beliefs. Truth is something to be. Thinking is not being, and we are human beings.
Hang on, see all these, they always use words like truth, 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 right? The same as your religious folk use words like God, God, God.
Yep.
And your globe people use words like gravity, gravity, gravity. They're just
Words when you don't
pacifying
know.
themselves with a word.
Aye. I mean, this guy's saying that
He keeps going on about this truth. What is this truth that he's going on
I
about
know.
that everybody
This
can
is what I'm
see
trying
and
to get
touch?
from. This is what I'm trying to get from him. Because for what I can see, none of us know what the truth is.
Of course we don't.
You are not your mind and you don't need to believe your thoughts, okay? I've made it clear that beliefs I know are the substitutes for the truth. I try and eradicate any beliefs that
How
I've
does
ever
he know
held.
we only were minds?
This is what I'm saying. Well, this is what I'm trying to say to him. You're not your mind, because he goes on later on to say that there's no such thing as mind.
Mere
Mind's an illusion.
fucking
And I go, well, wait a
gish
minute.
pish.
This is an intended construct. In order to have something that's intended, you need a mind with intention.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's just this fucking retarded stuff. Anyway,
People
You're
want
not
to
your
get out
mind,
the
blah, blah,
fucking
blah.
echo chambers.
aye, and we're human beings. So I says, what am I then? I don't have beliefs. And then he's replied, that is also a belief.
I know.
No, people don't understand what the word belief actually means. Belief is when you believe something without actual proof and evidence of it.
What a Celtic fan believes Celtic are the best team in Scotland. A Rangers fan believes Rangers are the best team in Scotland. A St Mirren fan like myself doesn't give a fuck.
I believe fucking wee fairies are weaving reality for us constantly every day. You know, that's a kind of belief. Fucking hell. Right.
Believe something the truth. To use that word again.
You are right here manifesting what you need to experience and when you need it, as am I, and all is one dreaming us into existence. Have you ever heard such ridiculous gobbledygook in your fucking life, man? Again, you're manifesting what you need. So I needed to experience suffering. A kid needs to be born with 3 legs and a cleft palate and fucking brain damage, you know.
All
It had to be born
necessities.
like that just so that it could learn some unknown fucking lesson. What is this fucking lesson? What the fuck are you people talking about?
Yeah. Because you all seem to be in the know. Tell us
But
what
they-
your truth is.
You think that you're attacking them, but you go, you know, you're not giving me any substance, you're just saying stuff that sounds fucking good.
This is pacifying with words.
And then when I show you something that contradicts it, we'll just change the subject. I need to experience. Can you not see you are making statements like you know the objective truth of this reality? Because that's what you're doing. As soon as you say something about you know what it's about and how your spirit is and what it's here to learn about, you're talking fucking through a hole in your ass. And so is everybody else that's making statements and claims like that.
And so the clowns that are coming out with statements that saying not having a belief is a belief.
I know. No, understand the word and what a belief fucking is. There is objective truth. If you don't believe there's objective truth, switch off all the technology you've got and everything that you're using. Take your shoes off, your clothes, your stuff, and just throw it on the bin. Because as far as these people are concerned, there isn't an objective truth. You know,
And
we can't
go and sit in a
close our
corner
eyes.
and manifest it all again.
Aye, we'll just sit and go hum and it'll all just appear for us. You know,
Only
there
if
is
I've got-
objective truth.
only if
That's
I've got
why
the right
that
pyramid.
camera's there. You know, with delicate shoulders and minute wee circuitry and boards, you know, but with eyes, we can't trust any of that stuff because, oh, well, technology doesn't work, it's all flawed. You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous. There is an objective reality to be experienced. They're limiting how far we can go and experience that reality. And the only reason that we're not getting anywhere is because these fucking idiots
Or all sitting in a corner in the lotus position going, oh,
claiming that they know what it's all about, you know? Fucking hell. And that's when I go back and say, no wonder there's predatory minds who just prey on people and laugh at them and go get it up you because you fucking deserve it. That's gullible fucking crap.
but in their minds it gives them status.
I don't have an ego. I told you I will never accept this reality. I'm only interested in finding the door. I'm not here to, and this is a Shadow Thundercloud guy, I'm not here to understand you. Understanding is a process of mind. Mind is an illusory concept.
Right. Did he not use his mind before he could actually type that? So therefore that doesn't actually exist, it's an illusory concept, you just made it up.
This realm or this reality is, to me, designed, right? So how do you have designs and how do you make things without a fucking mind? Huh? And maybe he meant
You need mind over matter.
maybe he meant you know the brain. See, this is a thing with people with words, they just don't understand what words are meaning. You know, right, I know the brain because that's a materialist philosophy that you're just your brain. Right? And then you can have dualists who think the brain and the mind are two separate things. Whatever. You know, the mind is immaterial, but you need the mind in order to have intent and creativity to make anything happen. If there wasn't mind, nothing would happen. There wouldn't be existence at all. You can get a grip. Right. How does water flow down? How does water shape itself into any container? You can't step on the same piece of water twice while standing in a river, and you can't grasp a handful of it, and yet it does not move of its own accord. It moves as a reaction, and water is every bit alive.
Is that him?
Aye.
Water is alive.
So he's just contradicted himself though, because he understands that it's a reaction. Nothing will move or nothing will happen until something else interacts with it. Right, so where's this mind's an illusion shit then? And new water's alive.
No.
Another claim.
No, this is where you need to understand the fallacy of his argument there. Water flows downhill.
Yep.
Right. If it was alive, would it no flow uphill?
Or go wherever it wanted. It's subject to the fucking laws of this fucking realm. That's it. Water's no conscious. Oh, but you can freeze it and put love on the label. Right, it's my pure intent to have everybody at peace and to have everything they ever wanted, and everything's just going to be fine. How you feeling, Martin?
So what shit?
What's happening here?
Well,
Fucking retards, man.
I mean, that's it, right, to prove that, like, that new age stuff just like religion. What do your Christians do when they think of someone, oh, well, I'll just pray for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, you do that. So you're doing your version of Lotus and Om.
Yeah, it's the same new age, it's Christianity rehashed into new age spiritualism.
Aye.
And they're too fucking blind to see it. It's the same thing, it's to disempower you and keep you fucking sitting still and to stop you from asking the real fucking questions.
Yep.
No.
Which is
No,
about
we'll get these
moving
guru
forward.
types who just jump on it and think because they can recite it again. You know, the same as the globe pushers can recite all their fucking gobbledygook, doesn't mean they're right, you know what I mean? So I put it to him again and I keep saying it. I don't know where I am. Without this basic foundation I cannot make any decisions on what it is about or what I am. That is the hard cold truth. Anyone claiming otherwise is a liar. You cannot comprehend the infinite with a finite mind. Don't assume your limitations are others. The original sin is to limit the is. I just give up now.
No,
I can't
no
even
maybe
make
he's
sense
talking
of
about limit the IS.
What do you mean?
Well, sure, there's a apparent Muslim terrorist mob,
ISIS.
aye, which are also known as IS, so maybe that's what he's talking. We need to eliminate
Fuck
that
knows.
is.
Fuck knows.
I can't make any sense out of him either.
No. Because at the end of the day, this is what these people do. They're not thinking far enough. They see things so far and then they just find a wee place within it and that's it. It just suits them. Whereas I'm not happy.
They've
to
jumped
get
off their
that.
train and they're stuck on somebody else's
Aye.
platform. Get back on your
mate.
train.
Exactly. You know, and that's your wee analogy, and that's what we've done through the years. You take these ideas or concepts or whatever and you take them and you look at them and you have an open mind and you play with them and you take them to every avenue possible to try and find the flaws or the truths or whatever you can find. You know, and then you ditch it and you move on.
Play with it till it breaks.
But no, these people grab it and that's it, it's set in stone. They've got this realm sorted out, what mind is and what all the extended dimensions are and how the spirits are all working and how we're all learning and going towards some unknown destination.
It's like people that buy Star Wars figures.
Yeah.
They just keep them in their pockets and sit and look at them. They don't actually play with them.
Aye.
So they can turn and say, see, I'm the best Star Wars freak there ever is because I've got all these figures still in their pocket that I don't play with. Play with everything, man.
Oh, we've just to be at one with nature and live as hunter-gatherers and blah blah blah. I mean, even their statements of knowing what it's about, it's fucking nonsense, do you know what I mean?
They've accepted one ideology and professing it in their religion.
Yeah.
Hunter-gatherer, right, hunter-gatherer. I mean, is that not an enforcement of free will upon the thing that you're hunting?
Yep.
You know, does it not have consciousness? Does it not have sentience?
Aye.
You know, does Hitler sit in a corner in his fucking lotus position going,
But that's alright, because they're lower than us and we just need to survive.
oh, there's that human hubris again.
Aye. Yeah. Although the body needs to eat and people might want to survive, there's a difference between doing that and realising that you don't accept it. Right? That's the difference for me.
Before we start all these vegans and all the rest of it, I don't eat meat, blah blah, right, whatever.
But this is the thing with that whole vegan thing, and that's what I keep saying. Look, this place is just dog eat dog. It's nature, the insects, the birds, the bees, the animals are all saying that that's what this realm is, that's what this place is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just up to you whether you accept that or not, you know? Can I steal one of your smokes, Melanie? So, I think people can get confused. They think that when you say these things to them, you're trying to rob them or something. You go, no, I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to help people to see that these beliefs are like wee viruses that people are adopting and implementing into themselves, and it's just causing fucking problems. Belief is a substitute for truth.
Yes, it is not truth.
You get these fucking feastly people who want to tell you that, you know, oh, we can't figure out reality because, oh, bollocks. Bollocks. We look at the technologies and stuff and things that we can do. As I say, the intricacies. I mean, I've seen carvings in the eye of a needle.
There's a wee artist, I think he's done Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs on the end of a needle, or within the eye of a needle.
We
Wow.
shouldn't trust our senses and we shouldn't trust our eyes and all these things. You know, there is no objective truth or reality to understand because we're all flawed and fucked anyway, but yet...
See, I can understand that to a certain extent because there's a lot out with our visual spectrum.
Oh, of course.
And there's the same with our
Aye.
auditory spectrum.
Yeah. But you would never turn around and say that, oh, we can't ever find the objective truth, would you?
No.
Because then again, that's a statement of knowing. When the opposite is true to me, and I look at that, because we can progress, we can learn. You know, we can learn to take parts of reality and matter and put it together to make something else. And, you know, if there wasn't any objective truth there, buildings would just fall apart. So, we better, well, we've still got half an hour.
Aye.
We're just the same. I mean, we want to know that...
Don't want to
we're
accept, I
we're
don't want to
wise
believe
enough-
somebody else's ideology. I
we're
want to
wise
find it for
enough-
myself.
We're wise enough not to jump in and just accept, as you say, somebody's ideology or somebody else's belief or...
Somebody else's
Whatever.
book, somebody else's dream, somebody else's spin, whatever, you know, that's all it boils down to. Somebody else's hearsay.
We're all trapped in a pen and there's people within this pen who are trying to tell us that they know when they're in the same situation as us. They've been in a pen their whole life and they don't know what the truth is.
What, ink?
Aye. They're still trying to tell us. Maybe once we find out the reality that we're in and we get a better idea, then we can all party and have fun and, you know, whatever people want to get up to.
Again, back to that, the spiritualist guy, how we can basically all manifest and everything ourselves, you know? Why does every cunt have to go and work 5-6 days a week to survive?
Yeah.
You know, if we can all just manifest our own reality.
Yeah. 'Cause that should be a fucking...
Giant zebra dragon.
I want wings. I want to play open air concerts with my guitar every night. I want, you know what I mean? I want to drive motorbikes for a living. I want to... As I say, obviously all these children who are born are just...
Oh, they asked for it.
Aye. Maybe people like
That's
Shadow
their experience.
Thundercloud can go and enlighten the whole world and get them vibrating in the right place, you know?
Shadow Thundercloud. Was he know that guy for the Poltergeist movies? No? Shadow
I don't
Thundercloud.
mean any disrespect to people, but it fucking wears me thin when you get these people, you entertain them and you want to have a conversation with them, but they refuse to accept when you put a valid point to them about what they're claiming.
Well, the other thing we were going to look at as well is about how everybody's operating on an emotional level. That's how you can't talk to them, because everybody's operating on emotions.
Yep.
They're pathetic. You can't offend people because of their emotions.
Yep.
You're limited in your expression, you're limited in what you can say because of somebody else's emotions.
Yep.
Fucking really? I don't give a fuck about other folks' emotions. If they want to get hurt, that's their fucking problem. If they want to take offence to words, that's their problem.
That's it.
It's not the words, it's
Well,
how they're taking them.
through this, how everything you're experiencing and feeling and everything is all down to yourself, because it's what you're telling yourself it is.
Sure, I was reading something either yesterday or the day before. You know, you've got that Black Lives Matters group,
Yeah.
right? And there was all the Polish shootings and that out in America and everything. So a certain group decided on White Lives Matters as well. So they started a wee walk with White Lives Matter. And it was just non-stop a tirade of abuse for coloured people, turning around and saying that people in the White Lives Matters group are racist. But it's alright to be in the Black Lives Matter. I mean, when it starts getting as contradictory as that, that's when you realise, fuck that, man. That's a joke.
And it's always going to go that way, because I tell you why. Because you don't know where the fuck you are. So you're clutching at straws and trying to make sense of it. And I've been there.
Searching for that feeling of belonging.
Because the foundations have been taken from us. That's why we're in this state. Because we don't know where the fuck we are.
The reason we're in this strait is because good, strong men have been shut down by the fucking plebs and these wee social justice warriors and all these emotional fuckwits that are trying to control the world. Oh, I'm offended.
Yeah.
Good, be offended. You might grow a backbone.
I'm a guru, I know what it's all about.
Well, that's where Master Mash is nowadays. With these emotional fuckwits.
It's all about emotions, that's why it's been allowed to happen. It's people can't ditch their emotions, because their emotions are running the show because of the confusion and the fear that's been drilled into them. You know, because they've not got the foundations. You know, if people really knew where they were, these people, these manipulators wouldn't get away with it, because people would probably just laugh. Blah, whatever. You know, we know where we are. But right now they're in a state of confusion and fear, so it affects them.
And they're grasping on anything.
And they're grasping at anything, that's it.
And whoever's got the best story, the most comforting words, the best sound bites.
Yep. And that's probably what we're for, because we're not fucking about, we're not trying to play with people's emotions, we're trying to get to the real truth.
Through fact and logic.
Yep. Yep.
When's it going to take? Now, your next approach, Del, you know what you need to do? Or what the two years need to do? The two years need to sit in a corner in the fetal position greeting, nobody believes us, I'm a victim, you're affecting my emotions, so you all need to change your way of thoughts to pacify my emotions. That's what's working nowadays, that's what we need to do.
That's it. And that's why you have wars.
Yep.
Because people don't know where they are. They're grasping onto religious ideologies and spiritual beliefs, and then when somebody else threatens that, they lash out at them.
You can't take my comfort blanket.
Yep.
Give me my dummy back. You're hurting my emotions.
People talk about uniting and us all being one, right? Here's what I see about uniting and all being one, right? Everybody unites to say we've been lied to about where we are and we need to find out where we are, right? And then once we find that out, then you can go and be at one with whatever the fuck you like.
Be at one with yourself. Fuck this herd mentality. And obviously that's that guy's probably trying to put across. He's such at one with himself that he feels like professing it to the world and everybody else.
Yep. And I says that to him, I says, well, that's fine. I mean, you have found a place within this reality, in this realm that suits you for where your mind is at that moment in time. And because it's worked for you and you felt good about it, you've adopted it. Doesn't mean to say that's the objective truth.
For everybody.
That's his subjective truth. You know? And to me it's limited, and his thought process only goes so far.
No, of course it's only going to go so far. Do you know how hard it is to manifest through thought? Especially if you're using your mind, which we don't use, but we do because it doesn't exist, although it does. It's an unconscious consciousness.
It's this whole mentality that, oh, we're just here and we're meant to be here and there's a bigger spiritual meaning and blah blah blah. And as I try to say to that guy, You know, have you entertained the thought that this is just another mind's creation and that we've been trapped in here or brought here by some other means? You know, it's fucking. Anyway.
I used to love them because people don't realise that they're talking in hypothetical situations. And you know me, I've no barriers.
Yep.
So I'll come out and say what I've got to fucking say in a hypothetical situation, and people turn and go like, "You're taking that too far."
I know.
Okay.
No. How can a hypothetical be taken too far? It's hypothetical.
You know, but you need to be hypothetical with limits. Eh?
You know, it's just not contradictory fucking.
Oh, it's fucking
It's a
brain
fucking
wasting.
insane asylum.
Is it brain wasting or mind wasting?
The same, I look at these people and I go, do you know what? If you keep that up, you fucking deserve this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You fucking deserve everything that's coming to you.
And more.
Aye. And it's affecting people who want real truth. It's affecting our chances of getting that.
Because it's turning into a mob reality. That's the whole division conquer thing. You create mobs. Mobs operate on emotion, you know. As you was telling you about that video through the Dr. Randomer cam, and he was showing you about how this guy was just videoing stuff. Next time somebody come out with an off the cuff comment, next time he's getting fucking pushed about and put into corners and all the rest of it, and he's not even says a word because the mob turned round and called him something.
That's it. That's it. And that's what you see in all these wee groups that are happening. Oh, he's quite popular and I like his image, and she's quite popular and I like her image, and you're getting all this fucking crap.
It's all image, mate. Done that
I'm
video,
sick of
don't we?
these people. You know, I'm not watching any flat earth videos or any of these fucking things because see, unless the people are coming on camera and saying it's not a fucking globe, there's possibilities of what it could be, but we don't know. We need full disclosure and full exploration, and I don't want to fucking know them. They're talking shite.
Unless they put it across, listen, this is a wee idea that it could possibly have been playing about with or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
Aye, you have to state it clearly.
here's a theory I'm playing about with.
Aye.
Alright, let's play. I love playing. Don't like playing by rules.
And that's it. We just don't know what this place is and what the fucking rule book is or what any it is. You know, I've said it before, you know, everybody's running about playing Monopoly and it could be a fucking chessboard for all we know. But they're all acting as if they know what it's about and they've got a grip on it.
Yeah, you get £200 every time you pass that pawn. As I've noticed with a lot of ideologies as well, even the ideologies themselves seem to appear with a hierarchical system.
Yep.
Well, when I was looking down the free man, then doing the sovereign road and all the rest of it, and then people were coming out with this is how you're meant to operate. So I took all their stuff and I summarised it. Like, so this is what I do if I'm approached by a police, this is how I talk to the police, yada yada yada, and had it all, you know, bullet pointed, bang 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 bang. So this is the order of sequence that it has to get done in, and the way you are talking and everything else. Aye, that's brilliant. No, but you don't really need to do that. But you don't really need to do it. Do you need to do it or you don't need to do it? I don't know about really needing to do it. You know, but you don't need to do that at that point. You can do it. Oh, fuck off with your own spin on it.
Yeah.
No, either is or it isn't.
That's it. That's it. You know yourself, the shenanigans we went through with that whole three-man thing, and at the end of the day, people are just people. You can.
Well, I've realised that it is, right, because I was actually thinking of that earlier on. You're getting these people now, right, you see a few of the videos on YouTube, and they think just by turning around and going like that, I do not consent, that's them. What they've not realised is, they've already consented.
Yeah.
No matter what they say at this present time, and that means nothing, you have already consented.
Yeah.
What you need to work out is, where you consented, and remove the consent at that point.
And for me, that could extend beyond. This could be, we could have consented to come here.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Tricked.
Yeah. And we just don't know how because we have no memory of it.
Nah.
Maybe the whole spiritual thing isn't true. I've got to keep myself open to that. Maybe we are no souls. You know, maybe this is just a fucking technology, and you know, I've got to entertain that as well. I've got to be open to it.
I know.
My consciousness doesn't mean anything. You know, I'm still going to keep searching for the truth, but I've got to keep my mind open. Although, as I say at the start, knowing for a kid, I knew that I was something different for this place. I never had an ego. I never looked at the body and thought, oh, that's me, or accepted it. I just had questions all the time because none of it was making any sense to me. I knew I had disappointment and alarm bells going, and to me that was my natural thing saying to me, well, wait a minute, I kind of expected something of this place, and when I got here, it's just no what I thought I was coming to. You know, and ever since that moment, it's been a search of trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And I looked at philosophies, religions, spirituality, all these new age ideas, and I played and played and played with them, and none of them satisfied me because there's too many contradictions and too many holes in them.
Yeah, but you don't find that out through hearsay, mate.
No,
You find that out through experience.
And then looking at these ideas and applying it to aspects of your life and going, well, does that add up? And could that be true? And well, none of it makes any fucking sense. Because I had a pure heart when I was a kid. Now, if you're going by vibrations, my emotions and my intents were pure and true at the moments in time. What happened? Nothing. I still had to get through all the fucking shite because I was
I'm
affected.
still no invisible. I still can't
can't
stop
fly.
time. And I still can't fly.
Things are still suffering. Whatever's going on here, for me, the serious worry, and it would be a worry for me, is that my slaves and my captives would start figuring out that where I was keeping them wasn't all there was, and everything that I'd told them wasn't true, you know? Because I know that when they realise that, they're going to leave the pen I've got them in and go start finding out for themselves. You know? I'm not going to take any of the books I fed them or any of the ideologies that I fed them or anything like that. They're just going to burn it all and leave it and start afresh and go and look. So, that is, I think, I better start heading.
I need to get that bike in for its MOT.
I hope it made sense to people, you know. I'm a loving, caring person, and so is Marty. You know.
Hello.
This isn't about.
It says hello.
We're spiritual, if you want to call it spiritual, but we're in a search. We've no memory of what's going on here. We don't know what's happening. Right? We understand
I mean,
that.
verbally, I mean, I'm giving out good vibrations. Are you getting excitations?
We just understand that we need to map out and find the dimensions of the place that we're in order to take us a step closer to finding out who we are and what we're here for. You know? So,
We need your emotional push.
that's what we mean when we say ditch all these fucking books and all this ideology and religions and stuff like that. So it's just going to hold you back and keep you going around in circles. I don't know if any of that sky is getting into view here. You can see the amount of trails. Glasgow Airport's just there. I stay next to it and I can see planes taking off, going through loads of different stages of height, elevation, and not once have I ever seen any of these trails coming for these planes. So,
Different kind of fuel.
yeah.
It's a different kind of fuel.
Aye.
Anyway, Kems, there's enough folk looking at them to have enough stories
that's
for
it.
anybody to fill their own
That's
wee echo chamber of that one.
That's it.
Anyway, you done?
That's us, aye. Cheers.